So, for those of you who have been under a rock, Rush Limbaugh last week had this to say about a woman who was brought in front of a subcommittee of Nancy Pelosi's because she was not allowed to testify in front of the all-male-dominated committee on females' use of contraception. She is a law student from Georgetown Law. She was there making the argument that there are plenty of people who go to Georgetown, Jesuit institution, fellow students who are under their health insurance program, who take birth control for other medical purposes, aside from birth control, although that's not terribly relevant in my estimation, but it was in this context. And so Rush Limbaugh had this to say.
A Georgetown University co-ed told Representative Nancy Pelosi's hearing that the women in her law school program are having so much sex they are going broke buying birth control pills. What does it say about the college co-ed Susan Fluke, who goes before a congressional committee and essentially says that she must be paid to have sex? What does that make her? It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute. She wants to be paid to have sex. She's having so much sex she can't afford the contraception. She wants you and me and the taxpayers to pay her to have sex. What does that make us? We're the pimps. The Johns. That's right. We would be the Johns. No! We're not the John. Well, yeah, that's right. Pimp's not the right word. Okay, so she's not a slut. She's round-heeled. I take it back.
So there you have Limbaugh. And, of course, not only did he call her a slut, and then round-heeled is actually a old-timey white guy term for prostitute, and he called her a prostitute. He says that she wants to be paid to have sex. Now, of course, she wasn't testifying about herself. She wasn't testifying about women who want to have sex. She was testifying about the value of contraception, of the contraceptive pill, for other health issues. She wasn't talking about taxpayers paying for these contraceptive pills. In fact, taxpayers are not involved in this equation whatsoever. She didn't testify that she was having so much sex. So all of these things. So he took a private citizen testifying in front of Congress, basically said, if you're going to testify in Congress as a private citizen, I have every right to malign you, to lie about you, to call you a slut because you talk about the contraceptive pill. Now, had she gone up there and say, I have implied that she has sex and that she wants the contraceptive pill because she has sex, then in that case, I guess she deserves to be called a slut, according to the right wing, because that's what we're seeing all over the place. So Rush Limbaugh calls this woman a slut, says that she's a prostitute because she has testified in favor of Health and Human Services, their mandate in executing the Affordable Care Act, to come out with a list of medical procedures and prescription drugs that fit the statutory obligation for forcing insurance companies under the Affordable Care Act, passed by our Senate, signed into law by our president, for preventative care measures, which will lower the cost of health insurance across the spectrum, because it will lower the cost of health care. Understand, that's what this is. This is one element of the Health and Human Services doing their duty in listing medical procedures and medical drugs that constitute preventative care under the Affordable Care Act. And under the Affordable Care Act, the Health and Human Services can create a list that they can require health insurance companies to cover. That's what this whole thing was about. Mammograms in certain situations, a whole slew of other procedures. But this is the one that the right wing chose to focus on. Because, as they keep telling us over and over again, if you are having sex and taking a contraceptive pill and you're a woman, forget the guy part, you're a slut. You're a prostitute, you're a slut, you're a dirty prostitute slut. And apparently, Americans who, at this point, I got to think that this country is just basically, at least the adult population, somewhere around the 80 to 90% slut prostitute. They've decided to call Rush Limbaugh's national advertisers and tell them to stop advertising with this guy. 7 major advertisers have dropped out now. Maybe 8. AOL's the latest. Count keeps moving up. Limbaugh, the man who never apologizes, put out an anemic apology this weekend. For over 20 years, I've illustrated the absurd with absurdity. 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. In this instance, I chose the wrong words in my analogy of the situation. I did not mean a personal attack on Ms. Fluke. Of course he did. Of course he meant it. I don't know what different words would have communicated anything other than a personal attack on her. I think it is absolutely absurd that during these very serious political times, we are discussing personal sexual recreational activities before members of Congress. Well, A, she wasn't discussing personal sexual recreational activities. That was you. To the extent that there's hearings on birth control, that's a function of the Republicans. I personally do not agree that American citizens should pay for these social activities. American citizens are not paying for these social activities. I don't even know what that means. They're not social activities. It's preventative health care. What happened to personal responsibility and accountability? What happened to following the letter of the law? Statutorily, this is exactly what our representatives voted upon in passing the Affordable Care Act. My choice of words was not the best. In the attempt to be humorous, I created a national stir. I sincerely apologize to Ms. Fluke for the insulting word choices. Well, that's not enough for his advertisers. And I would remind you, if you have a local radio program in your area and you really want to send a message, understand that the way that Limbaugh works is he either gets a fee or simply gets his radio show on most of the local stations for free. And they do a barter deal where his company gets a certain percentage of the ad inventory. In other words, the 22 minutes when he's not on air, that gets split up between local ads and national ads. He controls the national ads. He probably strikes a different deal with each local station or each station group or whatnot. So call your local station, or better yet, call any advertiser, local advertiser, that is on that advertises on Limbaugh's show, and tell them, I'm not going to use your product anymore because you're associating with this type of vermin. Now, I know that our conservative friends out there listening to this program are all in favor of this. In fact, this is the libertarian ideal, isn't it? Right? If you don't like the fact that a restaurant's not serving black people, you don't go there and it goes out of business. Well, this seems to be the ultimate libertarian nirvana, the opportunity to undercut someone's revenue source because they don't like their product.